Hello Skele Vaderites, friends of Skele Vader, and people just tuning in because you like the look of that thumbnail. Collector's Edition Skeletor. All right, so I got something in the mail from Big Bad Toy Store. Here's the nice, beautiful box. I'm really excited to have a look at this. If you like videos like this, if you like Masters of the Universe, do click like and subscribe. Tell your friends about the Skele Vader channel. But let's have a look at what's inside. Wow, as soon as I got this out of the box, I was really excited to see this in person. I've seen this before many times on people's channels, but man, this thing is beautiful. I'm definitely thinking about saving the packaging here. I'm not a package saver, but mainly because of this Rudy Obrero art that this new packaging is paying a direct homage to. It's just beautiful. I just have to admit it. Now, this is the only one of the figures from this particular wave that I've purchased. So I'm not getting all the Origins, but this one I just couldn't resist. I love Screech, and it's pretty much guaranteed that if a new Skeletor comes out, I'm going to be extremely interested. I just love Skeletor, and I love all the different iterations of the character for a variety of reasons. But I'm really excited to get these guys out of the box and have a close look. So let's see what we got. Oh, and there are the numbers for you. Though, folks, I do want to mention that I believe these are only available through Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. I could be wrong. So getting a close look at the face sculpt on this guy, I'm immediately impressed. The jaw articulation is great. I'm going to talk a lot more about that later on in the video, so do stick around. But immediately I'm impressed by the paint applications, by the head sculpt. The head's a little loose. The joints are very tight, especially in the legs of this figure, which makes me really happy. But I'm just like astounded and impressed by the colors on this particular version of Skeletor. The color choices are inspired by the Rudy Obrero art. They really tried to capture or emphasize or exaggerate those colors in the new version of the art. So I'm just really happy about what I'm seeing here. And then Screech, of course, is basically the vintage Screech. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit in a little bit too. So do stick around. The armor looks great on him. It takes me right back to 1980 whatever. Pretty cool, right? Okay, let's have a close look at Screech and Skeletor from this pack. Really excited to talk about these. If you saw my video on the Tila Zor 2-pack that I got a while back, there's a few things that are going to be repeated when I talk about Screech, because I'm going to be comparing Screech, the new Screech, to the old Screech a little bit here. I'm not going to take too long with this, but what I do want to mention here is that they have the same action feature. That's the vintage one. It's a little noisier. The newer one, this one might just be looser because of age, but the newer one does work. It's just a little bit more slight in its movements. But I want you to see just how similar these two figures are. In fact, almost everything, including this detail here on the top, is the same. I was even counting the feathers on the legs. You can see the shape of those have the same amount of feathers, which is really fascinating to me. I think it's exciting that they're reusing the original sculpt or the original mold for Screech and for Zor. It really allows us to re-experience this figure just as if it's vintage, just as if it's brand new. The stand is great. I do not have a stand for my vintage one, but that's okay because now I can have the newer one on a stand. The paint applications on the newer one, of course, are brighter. You can see the The orange here is more subdued. This is definitely brighter. I'll have to do some research and see if this is just faded over time or if the orange was a bit more subdued when it was new. But I'm really happy to have a new version of Screech so I can have these two hanging out with one another. Now let's get into the big bad, Skeletor. I was really excited about this figure, mainly because, as you saw, in the opening of this, that the box art is based on the Rudy Obrero art from the original packaging, and not only is the box art based on that, but then the paint application on this guy is also in response to that. I really like how there's almost like a reflection of flame or light on the armor of Skeletor on the top of his head. It's kind of adorable. And he's a little more ape-like, perhaps, in this particular sculpt of his face. But I love that his jaw is articulated. If I was a kid getting this today and I wanted a Skeletor, this would be my favorite Origins version, mainly because of the jaw articulation. One of the things the reasons why I fell in love with Trapjaw when I saw him on the rack as a kid was that I saw that his jaw could articulate. And I wanted so badly to get my little hands on that jaw and move it up and down. It was just a huge deal for me. So I love that this Skeletor has the jaw articulation. His jaw does stay shut. It doesn't hang open. It is fairly loose though. And he has the faded green around the edge of his face, which I know some people are getting variants where the green is a little bit more distinct or has straighter lines separating the green from the yellow. So this guy is the one with the faded green around his face. But I want to do a little comparison between the original Origins Skeletor that came out. As you can see, the face sculpt is, they're attempting to get close. Oh, I might as well just get him out here. They're attempting to get close to the vintage face, but they wanted to do something different, and I admire that. However, it doesn't quite work. It doesn't quite have the magic that the vintage figure has, as you can see. There's just a very wonderful, there's just something special about it, and it's probably just nostalgia. But I love the face sculpt on the vintage. I can tell that with this one, they're working a little bit harder to get him closer to that vintage face sculpt. They did a pretty good job with the vintage inspired face sculpt for the Origins He-Man, the second version of He-Man to come out, based on the vintage design, but they still haven't quite achieved the vintage Skeletor face sculpt. This is close, but it's still not quite there. Again, even so, I'm glad to have another version of Skeletor to add to the collection, and I really love that this guy has an articulated jaw. And speaking of articulated jaws, the 40th anniversary Masterverse Skeletor that I was fortunate enough to grab, his articulated jaw has kind of, it almost looks better when, this one almost looks better when it's closed, and the other one almost looks better when it's open. But so far, of the newer figures, this and the Origins Alcala face that came with the Rise of Evil 2-pack are my two favorite head sculpts. This is like third place. So first, no, I don't know. Alcala and this one are like tied, I guess. But this is definitely a runner-up. So far, I'm really excited about all of these. In fact, for those of you that don't like the first Origins Skeletor, I've actually grown to like this guy. He's kind of great. You know, he's got a weird facial expression, and I kind of like that. All right, so thanks so much for watching, folks. Please click like and subscribe. Tell your friends about the Skele Vader channel. Also, I want to mention that a huge thank you to the patrons of this channel: Julia Honer, MotuOriginsCork, Brick Something, My Buddies Customs, John from Figuratively Speaking, Thanos Copter, and Don Roberts. I really appreciate all of you, and your contributions to this channel really help. If you're interested in becoming a patron of this channel, the link is right down below. And if you have any questions about that stuff, send me an email. I would love to chat with you. Also, if you like this video, do make a comment down below. That really helps me see how you feel about it. Thanks so much for watching, folks. And I'll see you in the next video.